lot of changes have been made here at the Golden Corral in Virginia Beach. Guests that I've spoken with say they do feel a lot safer, but it's going to take some adjusting. As part of Phase 3, buffet-style restaurants are allowed to reopen.
Yeah, I missed them, miss eating here, but we've been making do.
The all-you-can-eat experience looks quite a bit different after all the changes they've made to keep the employees and guests safe during the pandemic. Which means after 3 months of being closed, Virginia Beach resident Kenneth Pugh finally gets to munch on his favorites at Golden Corral again.
You think you're walking into comfort food heaven, but that all-you-can-eat buffet might be a bacteria buffet instead. Golden Corral, Old Country Buffet, even some casino buffets promise abundance. But that endless spread may have been sitting at unsafe temperatures for hours. What happens to the food no one finishes? Some ex-workers say it just goes back out for round 2. And for seniors, that means one bad bite could turn into a serious health scare. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 6 buffets are a gamble you don't want to take.
Report this week, the Golden Corral on Blanding Boulevard was cited with 8 high-priority violations. An inspector found moldy potatoes and peppers in the walk-in cooler, so they had to throw those out of there. 10 flies were in the kitchen, buzzing. Golden Corral is now in the clear. An inspector came back the very next day for a re-inspection, only finding 1 serious violation. There was raw shrimp was stored over open cookies. Cross-contamination an issue here. Also, raw bacon was stored over deli ham, and that is also something that could get people sick if some of that juice dripped onto the ham.
Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
For just $5, but some extra ingredients seen near that buffet got that place shut down. In a special Dirty Dining report tonight, we uncovered last Tuesday, August 15th, Cece's had to close for almost 2 days until that infestation was corrected. Cece's corporate office sent me a statement which reads, quote, "Food safety and cleanliness are our top priority." The Cece's on Posner Boulevard in Davenport had to stop serving all customers after inspectors saw over 25 live and dead roaches under the buffet bar, pizza oven in the dining room, on a case of pizza sauce, and on the front counter.
That glowing buffet looks like endless comfort, but the danger often starts under the heat lamps. The all-you-can-eat model sells more than food, it sells the idea of generosity. Pay once, eat until you're full, and never worry about the check. For families or seniors watching every dollar, that sounds like a small win: hearty food, decent company, and no surprises when the bill comes. But the truth is, what looks like abundance often hides some ugly shortcuts. Behind those rows of steaming pans, former workers describe a different scene. Trays get reused, leftovers mixed together, sauces topped off instead of replaced. In some kitchens, raw meat sits uncovered near waste bins, waiting for the next shift to clean it up. An employee once said cooked chicken had been left so long under the lamps that the skin dried and wrinkled, yet it still went out to diners.
A couple of months ago, a customer of Golden Corral snapped a picture that went viral. That picture was of a kitchen stacked high with dirty dishes. Today, representatives of Golden Corral told 23 ABC's Christine Din not to believe everything you see.
The customer says he was eating at the buffet and could not find a clean dish, so he went into the kitchen and found this.
23 ABC contacted the man who took the picture of the kitchen and its dirty dishes.
A picture can speak volumes, but when it comes to this picture taken by a customer at the Golden Corral restaurant,
That picture was just a snapshot. That wasn't the true story, the whole story.
The smell of gravy or roasted beef can mask a lot when you're focused on the price, not the process. Temperature is the quiet villain here. Bacteria don't need a refrigerator or a stove. They thrive in that lukewarm middle, the so-called danger zone between 40 and 140 degrees. Food can look safe, even steam a little, while it's busy growing bacteria by the millions. A tray that's no longer hot enough to burn your tongue is warm enough to brew pathogens.
Golden Corral franchisee Hugh Odom owns 20 Golden Corral restaurants in 4 states. He's been in the business for decades and says by far COVID-19 was the biggest hurdle he's ever had to cross. Yesterday was a big day as 2 of the 8 Hampton Roads locations reopened under their new safety plan. The employees were brought in earlier for 3 days of sanitation training. They're also temperature checked every shift. It all starts from the second you walk in the door.
We furloughed almost 2,000 coworkers and managers, which is one of the most difficult decisions that I've ever had to make.
Science says food sitting out beyond 2 hours hits risky territory, faster if it's meat or seafood. For younger diners, that might just mean a stomachache. For seniors, whose immune systems don't fight as fast, it can mean a hospital trip. That's the hidden cost behind that affordable meal. If these practices exist inside established chains that pride themselves on volume and variety, it raises a sharp question. What happens in the buffets still limping along, cutting costs to keep the lights on? Now let's move on to how cost-cutting turns variety into vulnerability. Ever wonder how a buffet keeps trays full all day without wasting half of it? It's not magic, it's margins. Fading buffet chains are under pressure to stretch every dollar, so the same food that looks fresh at noon might have already served a shift or two. When profits slide, freshness becomes optional. Reheating yesterday's pasta, adding a new coat of sauce, calling it new. Baked chicken cooked and recooked until it turns rubbery but still makes it out front. These shortcuts aren't flukes, they're baked into the business model. And then there are the knockoffs. What gets labeled as shrimp often starts from a frozen block of imitation seafood. Beef trays hide cheaper cuts or a blend of meats that aren't what the sign says. Rice gets recycled into new dishes, tossed with sauce or curry to disguise its age. The flavor? Mostly salt. Buffets overload sodium to mask tired ingredients, but that habit is tough on older diners balancing high blood pressure or heart medication. Even the desserts play dress-up. What looks like homemade cheesecake or cobbler is often shipped frozen in plastic boxes, thawed just enough to look glossy. At some chains, salads are built with wilted greens because those weigh less and last longer. Employees have admitted the point isn't freshness, it's fullness. Make the line look packed, and no one asks questions. Health inspection reports fill in the rest: pest issues, dirty prep tables, and food left uncovered overnight. Some trays are mislabeled altogether. When you peel back the illusion, all you can eat turns into whatever's left. Experts call it optical abundance, the art of making plenty out of scraps. And the cheaper the buffet, the more that art becomes survival. So what can you do to protect yourself before grabbing a plate next time? Let's end with that. The real cost of all you can eat isn't what you pay at the register, it's what you risk afterward. Food safety isn't guaranteed just because a place looks clean or smells good. The safest buffets are smaller, turning food fast instead of stretching it all day. When you want comfort, look for spots that cook to order or serve in tighter rotations. Or keep it simple and eat at home, you control everything that way. Your peace of mind is worth more than a few extra trays of mystery meat. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets.